Mic check. 1 2 3. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Checking the mic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to O'Gorman High School. We have a wonderful doubleheader tonight between the O'Gorman Knights and the Mitchell Colonels. The first game will be 1 versus 2 as the number 1 O'Gorman Knights at 19-0 on the season, 9-0 at home versus the number 2 Mitchell Colonels at 18-1 on the season, 8-0 away. This is also senior night, the last regular season home game for the Knights, Lady Knights as well. And then the boys game will follow with the Mitchell Colonel boys currently at 18-1 versus the O'Gorman Knights boys at 10-9. It will be a doubleheader. I'm joined with Isaac Struck tonight. Should be a fun matchup. It's a packed announcers booth up where we're at. It's a packed gym. Mitchell brought a lot of people. Obviously, so did O'Gorman, and should have a couple of good basketball games tonight, Isaac.
Yeah, this should be a really good night for any sports fan in the area. And like you had attested to, a crowded balcony up here with all the broadcasters up here. But Mitchell brings 2 crews in, Metro Sports TV here as well. They know that this girls' game is probably the best game in AA girls basketball this year. A top 1 and 2 matchup. 19-0 O'Gorman, 18-1 Mitchell.
And Mitchell just lost fairly recently, too. That was to Sioux Falls, Washington, right after we played them on February 13th, a week and a half ago, 50-34 at the Corn Palace. And it's funny because we had mentioned when we played Washington on the 9th, so 4 days previously, we beat Washington, but they kind of hung in there and said, boy, this Washington team, they might be a dangerous team. And then they go the next Tuesday and winning at Mitchell. So that was
Absolutely.
The Colonels' only loss.
Yeah, and 37 combined wins and only 1 loss between these 2 programs. It's going to be a bloodbath tonight, I believe. And it's something that, every sports fan is excited for. I mean, when you get a game between these 2 teams, especially in girls basketball, having this kind of turnout for a crowd, this is going to be a fun atmosphere and a fun environment for these 2 teams to kind of duke it out for seeding-wise and also just feeling each other out, because this could be possibly a state championship-type matchup tonight here at O'Gorman.
I say this could be a precursor to what could happen in March at the Pentagon. But now if you're watching the stream, we're going to have the national anthem starting lineups. So we'll go down to the court for the national anthem. All right, welcome back to senior night festivities with senior cheerleaders, the senior managers, and the senior players that's getting introduced on the court. Again, how to watch the game tonight will be go to YouTube, search the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, and then you'll find this girls game. I'll put up another link for the boys game after the girls game is over with. We're about 2-3 minutes away from tip-off. Both teams' starting lineups are going to be introduced. Let's start with the Mitchell Colonels, the visitors tonight. They'll start number 12. Lauren Van Overshield, a 5'5 junior guard. Number 14, Sawyer Stabner, a 5'9 senior forward. Sawyer is committed to Black Hills State. Number 23, Carson Wyke, a 5'6 junior guard. Number 32, Addie Seamson, a 5'8 sophomore guard. And number 42, Allison Meyerink, a 5'10 senior forward. The Colonels are coached by Dave Brooks in his second season. And I'll let Mr. Isaac Struck do the O'Gorman Knights starters.
So O'Gorman will come out as the home team tonight in their white jerseys, and they will start number 11, Lucy Moore, the senior, number 15, Molly Abdouche, the senior, number 30, Sydney Tervine, the sophomore, number 31, Julia Eggert, the sophomore or junior as well, and then finally the last senior in there, number 35, Owang Okoye. Again, the other two seniors on the team tonight, Peyton Peterson, the other senior, not in the starting lineup, but will play a good amount of action tonight off the bench. So it's a senior night here at O'Gorman, a matchup of number 1 and number 2. Excited for both teams to finish off the regular season on a high note, and probably their most competitive game they'll play this season, and it should be a good one here at O'Gorman High School.
Well, Isaac, I think it's a good test, too, for both of these teams as they get ready for postseason play, finishing the regular season against the best opponent, really, for each other as you go into that SODAC 16 game and then hopefully to the state tournament for both these two teams. They'll be played at the Sanford Pentagon. And, you know, it'll be interesting. I'm very excited to see this Mitchell girls team. I haven't been able to see a lot of them this year. One thing that stuck out to me is kind of look at their schedule is they are 10-0 in games decided by 10 points or less. So they're 18-1, but out of those 18 wins, 10 of them have been very close games. So this team has been able to find ways to win those close games. Well, on the other hand, O'Gorman's only played one game out of their 19 that's been within 10 points. So
yeah,
kind of a weird,
something's got to give
season,
here.
You know?
Yeah, the difference between the one and the two teams seed-wise is it seems like a sizable gap on paper, but we'll find out tonight as obviously Mitchell, a very capable opponent here challenging the Knights. And like you had just mentioned, the Knights have not been challenged too much this season so far. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle the final game of the season. A lot of emotions on senior night, looking for that undefeated season to capture a perfect moment to wrap up this 2023-2024 regular season here for the O'Gorman Lady Knights.
Is there a little bit extra for a player or two playing on senior night? A little bit extra, you know?
Yeah, just a little extra juice.
Yeah, a little extra focus maybe. Last game as a senior in front of your student section in the regular season anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say O'Gorman fortunate to have locked up one of the top 8 seeds, so they will have a home SODAC 16 game. But for the boys, on the other hand, tonight, it's going to take a lot to get that home game, so this could be their last time playing on this floor.
Awesome. So game underway. O'Gorman controls the opening tip with Molly Abdouche at the ball. Trying to post up Julia Ager against Sawyer Stabner. Colonels in a man-to-man defense. Abdouche hits the corner 3. That's a great start as the senior Molly Abdouche gives the Knights a 3-0 lead.
And now the Knights will come out with that full court pressure as they've been accustomed to for the entire beginning half of this season.
Good job by Van Overshield and also Seamson breaking that press, which will be a key for Mitchell, obviously, tonight. It's easier said than done. O'Gorman press is one of the best ones in the state. Ooh. Stabner over to Seamson. Drives baseline. The lefty shoots it up. It's off the side of the rim. Owang Okoye with the rebound.
Nice defensive possession there for the Knights. Felt like Mitchell was kind of trying to figure out how to penetrate the zone and couldn't quite get a start to it as Abdouche flips that one in.
Exactly what O'Gorman wants, a 5-0 lead. Mitchell in trouble now as Van Overshield gets it out of the trap. Over to Wyke. They do break it. Van Overshield drives in, gets the basket and the foul.
Nice take inside there by Van Overshield. Right-handed finish off the glass. Was patient enough to make sure that she could get her defender out of her sight path there as she finished through the contact, as Okoye will pick up her first, and the Colonels have a chance to convert a three-point play here.
It'll be interesting pacing-wise, too. Obviously, O'Gorman, as a free throw misses by Van Overshield, O'Gorman's going to want to play fast, like a track meet. Haven't seen enough Mitchell to really know kind of what pace favors them. I know they're do a great job defensively, holding opponents to 42 points a game, so they might want to slow it down maybe a little bit more than, obviously, O'Gorman. There's a missed 3 by Molly.
A little bit of a heat check there. Step back 3 from Abdush after she had the first 5 points of the game.
Van Overshield from way downtown, no good. So the Knights control up 5-2 in the early going. Ooh, they are looking back cut for Terveen. I don't think Eggert saw her, though. And she ends up firing at the basket, no good. I think that's a match of your O'Gorman you might want to go away from with Stabner, a pretty strong post defender. There's the old 10-second call, Isaac, off a missed shot, and I don't think Mitchell really realized it till it was too late.
Yeah, they corralled the ball, and by the time that they had grabbed the possession and looks like they're going to try to slowly bring it up the floor. About 2-3 seconds run off of that shot clock before you start to get into that, we got to get it across half court panic, and it wasn't quick enough for the Colonels as they get the 10-second back court.
It's almost like they relaxed because they weren't getting pressed, and it slowed them down in turn, causing the turnover. So Knights possession there, post up Terveen against Seamson. Here's a Coy, a rare outside shot for a Wang, and that one is a little bit long. I think Mitchell will take that most of the game if they can get the center of Coy shooting 18-foot jumpers. So Knights in that 1-2-2 press. Ooh.
Almost a double dribble there.
Very close. Trying to get it to Stabner. That went through her hands. Sydney Terveen with the steal. Free throw line jumper is short. Stabner with the rebound. Abdush tips that one away as she had a wide open Wyke for a potential layup. Now we're turning the ball over back and forth. So Mitchell gonna set up the offense. Knights in that 2-3 zone. Very aggressive 2-3 zone too. Wyke for 3 wide open, no good.
A little bit of a ping pong rebound there, and Mitchell gets a second chance at the offensive possession.
Addie Seamson with a nice offensive rebound for the Colonels. Wyke is trapped, back out to Seamson. They have Stabner kind of running that high post area. And she throws it, intercepted by Lucy Moore, and then they're going to call a foul on Stabner. She stripped it away, and the referee's going to call a foul. She thought she had all ball. I think when you don't play O'Gorman, Isaac, it takes you a while to get used to just the speed in that zone where you catch the ball at the high post, you look opposite, and the girl's open, so you kind of throw it out there, and all of a sudden there's Lucy Moore just jumps right up there and intercepts the ball. I think just those normal passes that she misses the first free throw you get away with a lot of times, they get intercepted against O'Gorman.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a different change of pace, if you will. It's something that most teams aren't accustomed to when they get into the game. They're not ready for that quick up-pace tempo that O'Gorman likes to make you play. Because now we've got Claire Benson, Peyton Peterson, and Ruby Moore checking in. Number 44 for the Colonels, Brianna Kirsch, as well as, I got to get a number there. 33, Mackenzie Peterson in for the Colonels.
So Peterson will have it, download to Kirsch. They're going to call a travel on that time. She caught the ball, just kind of took the extra hop step. So now we're going to get a little pressure by Wyke on Abdush. But you don't see a lot of teams this year try to press O'Gorman too much just because of all the ball handlers. Wyke does a good job and knocks it off of Molly for the turnover. So Van Overshield back in for Seamson.
I think we've got blood on a jersey there is what the official is saying. Telling the player to check in at the table. There we go.
You're all over it, Isaac.
Well, he had his hand up there holding play up, and I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Mitchell got to get over half court, and they do, to Peterson. Good job dribbling out of there instead of picking up her dribble. That's the last thing you want to do in a corner like that. keep a live dribble. Here is Van Overshield, who's shown the ability to shoot from distance, did not take that shot. Peterson dribbles in over to White, the lefty for three on the corner, a little bit long. Fight for the rebound. What do we got, Isaac?
Foul on the rebound there to Meyerink. I think she kind of clipped her from behind a little bit. Came in with a body to the hip of Benson, and Benson went flying forward a bit and got a quick foul on Meyerink.
So 6-2 O'Gorman, 3:49 or 3:38 left here in the first quarter, and again pressing Molly is Simpson. They're gonna call a foul there, but in a way I kind of like that because you're gonna try to wear her out a little bit, even if you get a foul there as a coach. Not a big deal right now. So we'll see if O'Gorman just kind of let her keep trying to man-to-man press to speed it, or they'll have another girl bring it up eventually. Oh, that ball was tipped away. So was that, can you explain what happened there, Isaac? So it looked like Benson. It looked
like it was tipped, and then it touched her while she was standing out of bounds.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, we're in a different angle this evening here, right behind the backboard, and the post was kind of just in the way, so I couldn't quite see it, but sort of it appeared to be that it had tipped her back after she was still standing out of bounds, didn't establish 2 feet inbounds.
So Meyerink misses the shot. Van Overshield gets the offensive rebound, so the Colonels will have another possession. Simpson thought about it. Will dribble in and is poked away by Peterson. Stabner has it, and she is tied up.
I'm going to call a foul, actually, on Abdush here. Oh, they're going to give it to a Wang Akoi, actually.
So that's a Wang Akoi's second foul, so she's going to have to check out.
So Eggert back in.
Lucy Moore also back in. Stabner over to Van Overshield. Shot clock resets for the Colonels. Stuck on 2 points right now. Corner is Stabner for three. No good. Fight for the ball, and
man, kind of lost her footing there. Slipped on a wet spot on the floor.
I say you need some of those Patrick Ewing knee pads if you're Van Overshield, just kind of sliding in the court without protection. Those knees and legs, that cannot feel good.
You must have been slipping and sliding a lot.
Oh,
back in the day.
Our court back in the day was nowhere near as nice as a
tile floor.
Here is Abdush for three. No good. Looked pretty good. Just a little bit to the left there, and a rebound by the Colonels. They're going to throw it all the way down the court, and they had a layup, but the pass was a little bit too long for Meyerink to get it. I like the idea, just not the execution.
Is Simpson a lefty?
I think so.
I was going to say, that was a difficult degree pass, and threw it with the left hand, and it was honestly pretty close to being on target. So if that was an offhand pass, that's pretty impressive for that 3/4 length of the floor pass out of bounds.
She had a runner left-handed shot earlier in the game, so I'm assuming so, but we'll monitor that situation. Mitchell viewers watching this want to let us know in the stream comments. You definitely can. Missed three again by Peterson. Back-to-back three-point misses for the Knights. Here come the Colonels. Slow scoring start for both teams. Only 8 combined points through 6 minutes.
Seems like Mitchell's figured out the press a little bit here on the offensive end.
Van Overshield wide open three, a little bit long. And they've had some really good looks offensively, and they're called Peterson with a travel. And another thing, kind of like I said about Mitchell not being used to O'Gorman's speed, I don't think O'Gorman's used to this pressure after rebounds as much as Mitchell's put on Molly. They put it on Peyton that time, causing a couple turnovers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a kind of a feel-it-out first quarter for both teams here, trying to figure out what's going on.
So it'll be Colonel's ball. Dangerous pass. Stabner gets a lane to the basket and makes a nice left-handed layup over Julia Eggert. The Knights are going to go all the way down the court to Ruby Moore. Throws it out to Lucy. Van Overshield playing very aggressive defense. And Eggert will go in, and if that's on Stabner, that might be her second, which is definitely not what Mitchell needs. I think it's on Van Overshield.
Yep.
She was having the old, they did it call the early 90s, the NBA, the old lots of with the forearm. using that as a kind of a weapon as
Yeah.
Julia Eggert makes the first free throw. So 7-4 O'Gorman. Eggert on the board now. Her second one is no good.
Offensive rebound is crucial there. Nice feed inside to Eggert. Had it partially blocked.
And she's going to travel. So now O'Gorman's going to get that press set up, and that's one thing when you're not scoring as well. You're not being able to set up the press underneath your own basket, and that ball is knocked away twice, and it'll be Mitchell ball. That was almost knocked into the back of the basket on the initial pass. And now they're going to back Terveen up.
Set up that full press here, and Mitchell lost about a second off of that deflection. And then Abdush going to get fouled.
That's Molly's second, right, Isaac?
Nope, they gave that foul to Wang
okay.
earlier, which kind of helps O'Gorman out a little bit.
7-4. Knights leading a minute 07 left here in the first quarter from the O'Gorman High School. 1 versus 2. Down low is the Colonels, and Sawyer Stainer gets the basket. Nice pass by Carson White. So 7-6. So we have about 20-second differential shot in game clock now. Colonels in man-to-man. Ruby Moore to Lucy from deep. No good. Rebound by the Colonels by Meyerink, and now Mitchell can hold or go on a fast break.
Oh. Block called underneath the basket. It's going to go to Julia Eggert.
Boy, the Colonels, they like to do that pass ahead on those rebounds. That's the second time they've got a layup attempt. The first time the pass was a little bit too long. This time Stabner caught it and beat O'Gorman down the court and shot 2 free throws. So the Black Hills State commit makes the first one. Is he feeling pretty good, Isaac, if you're Coach Dave Brooks and Mitchell after the initial 5-0 start for Molly Abdush? And Nice have only scored 2 points since then. And now the Colonels have their first lead of the game at the 29-second mark of the first quarter as Stabner has 6 of their 8.
Yeah, she's a player. She can get to the basket and create some mismatch problems down low, especially with, it's kind of a little bit of not surprising speed, but a little bit unexpected speed where she gets that dribble and she's got a good first step, gets to her spot, draws contact twice now, gone to the free throw line.
So no shot clock right now, 17 on the game clock. O'Gorman is kind of passing around the perimeter. They're going to probably hold for the final shot here with Abdush up at the top of the key. She'll dribble in. She'll shoot kind of a leaner. No good. Rebound by Simpson. The Colonels are going to try to go, and that ball is knocked away. Here's Ruby Moore. Over to Molly for 3. Got it. So the Knights and Molly Abdush has 8 of the 10. Hits the 3 at the buzzer. O'Gorman leading 10-8 after the first quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds for the start of the second quarter between the Knights and the Colonels. This is O'Gorman Girls Basketball on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. And welcome back. A fun first quarter. Fast pace, up and down the ball game. The Colonels took a lead 8-7, 8-7 with about 29 seconds left. O'Gorman missed the shot. Mitchell got the rebound. Then they turned it over at half court, and then Molly Abdush hit a 3 at the buzzer to give O'Gorman the 10-8 lead as we start the second quarter. The two leading scorers have both performed well. 8 for Abdush for O'Gorman, 6 for Stabner for the Colonels. Down low is Meyer Inc. Over to Stabner. Baseline is Wyke. Down low to Meyer Inc. Back out. Seamson, the lefty. Floating shot is no good. Rebound by Terveen. So O'Gorman with first possession of the second quarter. Abdush guarded by Seamson. Man-to-man defense by the Colonels. Molly trying to post up. I like that in Coach Colger's offense, Isaac. Any girl can potentially post up in this offense.
Especially when they've got a good seal on the defender. As Terveen's three was no good. Yeah, I love that opportunity for O'Gorman. You know, size up, post up maybe a smaller defender on you, or make Mitchell have to come out and guard a different person out on the perimeter, create some open passing lanes and driving lanes. It's a good mix-up for the O'Gorman Knights.
That's a nice block by Lucy Moore on the Van Overshield shot. And that is turned back over by the Knights, but it allows guards to post up too, which you're not always going to see in different offenses as well.
Absolutely.
So here is Sawyer Stabner baseline. Nice lefty wraparound pass knocked away. She gets the ball back. She'll shoot the leaner, no good. Offensive rebound by Stabner. Back out to Seamson. She airballs the three, and it's tipped around. Van Overshield with it. Mitchell very quick to a lot of offensive rebound opportunities here. Seamson, another three short. Another offensive rebound. Isaac and Meyerink misses the lefty layup, and Agert has it, and they're going to call Van Overshield with the foul. So about, 4 chances in that possession for the Colonels and no basket for them.
And they were good looks, too. A lot of good opportunities for Mitchell to score there, but yeah, it seems like they're very aggressive to the offensive boards here in the early going of this one.
And with Okoye, the real size for O'Gorman, with the height-wise, anyway, at 6'3", has 2 fouls, so it's a smaller O'Gorman unit, which is susceptible to those offensive rebounds. Here's Abdush breaking the press, coast to coast.
Oh, a charge called, and that's going to be Abdush's second foul.
Good job by Stabner back there to take the charge.
I was just going to say, Molly flies up the floor with so much pace. Sometimes it gets her into a little bit of a troubling situation where she gets a little bit of a head of steam there and can't quite slow down, and there's nobody open, so has to go up with the shot. Gets, unfortunately, hit with the charge foul there.
So Coach Colzer right now leaves her in the ball game.
She nearly had a foul there on the poke on the sideline.
Mackenzie Peterson went down for the Colonel. She's back up. 10-8 O'Gorman, 6:07 left in the second quarter. Nice dropping down to that 2-3 zone. It's almost like a 3-guard look, a baseline runner for Mitchell, and then a high post with Stabner kind of on the side of the ball. Stabner drives in against the zone, misses the runner, and Agert gets the ball.
That's twice that Stabner's driven into that short spot right in front of the hoop and tried to bank it from straight on, and both times just missed.
And Peyton Peterson hits the 3. Nice look by Sydney Terveen, and the Knights up 13-8. That's a good inside-outside play. Here is Stabner around Lucy Moore. She's fouled on the arm and makes it.
Uh-oh. Is that going to go to Molly here?
I think Lucy got her first, but we'll see.
Okay, yeah, Lucy did. Yep.
She slapped her right at the right arm, and Stabner, a very strong girl, shot it with the left, no problem. 3-point play opportunity, and makes it. Oh, Seamson with a steal on Molly and gets a layup. Don't see that often, Isaac.
No, that might be one of the only times I've seen Molly basically pickpocketed, if you will. I think Molly's getting a little bit frustrated on the offensive end. That time the Mitchell bench was hoping that they could get a push off from her. She'll step right into one and miss it. From the top of the key, nice rebound inside by Mitchell.
Myrie just took it away from her teammate Peterson that time. Mitchell definitely winning the rebounding battle here in the first quarter and a half. Stabner will pull it back out. Corner Peterson baseline shot is too long. Rebound by Sydney Terveen. She'll throw it up across to Peterson. Her shot no good. Terveen offensive rebound. I thought she had just a little bit strong, and we'll go to the line.
Yeah, that was that in-between bounce from the backboard to the rim. And just not strong enough to hit backboard first, too strong for the straight float in there as Terveen will rattle in the first.
Terveen, a 58% free throw shooter, and that's 2 fouls now on the Colonels, Addie Simpson. So Terveen makes both free throws. She has 2 points tonight. Colonels trying to break the press, and they do. Over to Kirsch, back to Stabner. Mitchell done a really good job tonight against the press so far. Probably as good as any team I've seen against O'Gorman here at home. Here's Stabner. 3-point shot is good.
Just kind of got a shot put, sidearm looking shot as they're going to call a foul there on Simpson. It comes out from the right side, and she really snaps that wrist. It's an effective looking shot once it goes in, but yeah, and now Simpson's actually got her 3rd foul.
It's kind of like on the right side of the right shoulder.
Yeah, from the earlobe.
So Simpson, who's done a really good job pressuring Molly, now has picked up 3 fouls, so she's going to go to the bench probably for the rest of the first half with 4:05 left in the second quarter. Colonel's up by 1, 16-15. This is a Mitchell type of a game. Low scoring.
Slow-paced.
A lot of pressure on O'Gorman, and there's a steal by Stabner. She's going to go all the way in. Jump shot over Lucy Moore is good.
Man, Stabner is really playing right now. 14 of the 18 points for Mitchell. Timeout here called by Kent Colesgrove. It's going to be a full timeout. We'll take a quick break. Here at the 3:39 mark of the second quarter, timeout Lady Knights. They trail the Mitchell Colonels 15-18 here at O'Gorman in a matchup between number 1 O'Gorman and number 2 Mitchell. We'll be back after the break.
Welcome back. Mitchell leading the Knights 18-15, 3:39 left in the second quarter. Sawyer Stabner has 14 of Mitchell's 18 points. Molly Abdush leads O'Gorman with 8 herself.
Not many times do we hear at a O'Gorman girls basketball game somebody outscoring Molly.
And that shot was rejected as Terveen went in. And Stabner gets that one knocked away. Bodies on the floor. Payne and Peterson has it for the Knights. They get Kirsch with a pushing foul on Ager down low. That'll be the Colonels' 4th team foul, so 1 foul away from being the penalty, and our new 5-foul rule for each quarter. That resets.
Thought those were some good defensive minutes from Sydney Terveen there, forcing that turnover from coming from way behind.
A good screen by Lucy Moore, and Molly's shot hit the side of the backboard. It was a really nice screen by Lucy.
So yeah, that hit. I think it might have hit
part
of the shot clock. I was going to say that's why they blew it dead.
Good eye, Mr. Struck. You got younger eyes than me, able to see those little things I might miss as an older man. Here is
yeah, that's exactly right.
Meyer Inc. with it over to Carson Wyke. Oh, you see that one coming, couldn't you? I did Lucy Moore at the interception, like a cornerback in football on a out route, and she gets all the way in for the layup.
Yeah, good vision there by Lucy Moore to kind of anticipate that pass and bait the throw by playing off a little bit. That one just snuck inside.
Kirsch down low, no good, and then she loses the ball to Julia Egert. Knight's going to push the pace with Peterson, who's going to Pull it back out to Molly. Back to Peterson for 3. Ooh, in and out. And Stabner gets the rebound.
Good looking shot there by Peterson again. That one just in and out. She hit one a few possessions ago and was just about to have her second before the rim said otherwise.
Kershaw and some nice screens. Here's Stabner wide open for 3. He's got it. So Sawyer Stabner, 17 points. Colonels up by their biggest lead by 4, 21-17. $1:51 left in the second quarter. Ager driving into traffic, and she's going to get fouled probably by Meyerlink. We'll see if it's on her.
Haggart will head to the line with a 60% free throw shooter on the season.
And they'll actually give the foul this time on Brianna Kirsch, her second. 30-second timeout.
Is that... Say it looked like Stabner either absolutely gassed or maybe took an inadvertent shot to the stomach of some sort. He's kind of hobbling over there and bending over, gasping for some air over on the bench for Mitchell as they lead 21-17. And Stabner tied with the Knights right now. She's got 17 for the Mitchell Colonels.
Yeah, kind of like the Harrisburg game against O'Gorman's boys a few weeks ago. I hate to bring that up with Alex Roby right behind us, but Van Bakker, and he had a whale of a game against us. So
40-point shootout.
Which it'll be, just staying on the boys topic, we have a little bit of a break at this timeout. The boys game will follow the girls game tonight, Isaac. Mitchell's boys have now moved into number 1 in the power points at 18-1 this season. Knights boys 10-9. Kind of what are you most excited for? Just an early look at this ball game coming up after the girls game tonight.
I think that O'Gorman has a chance to play spoiler tonight. You know, currently seeded 11th in power points. They don't really have much of a chance at moving up to a top 8 seed to host a Sodak 16 game, but could certainly shuffle themselves into position from avoiding having to go to Watertown or Rapid City Stevens, which are their 2 most likely outcomes after tonight. But a chance to kind of knock Mitchell down, and, you know, as that free throw is good. If they were to defeat Mitchell, Mitchell drops to the 2, and O'Gorman moves up to that 10 spot and was able to win a Sodak 16 game on the road, and assuming Mitchell would take care of the 15 seed, it'd be a rematch in the first round of the state tournament, which that would be good momentum if you're O'Gorman to have just beaten the team that you would have a chance to play right away in the first round of the tournament.
Yeah, very good point there, Isaac, as Agert splits the pair of free throws. We got a 3-point ball game. Colonel ball. Lucy Moore again going for the steal. Doesn't get it that time. Van Overshield has 2 fouls. She's back in the game as a nice cut by Allison Meyerink to the basket. She'll have the and one opportunity. Moving without the ball. Really good job. And she'll have the old-fashioned 3-point play attempt. Foul is on Julia Agert, her second. So 3 on Okoye, 2 on Agert, 2 on Molly.
Yeah, Knights are going to have to probably get some longer extended minutes out of Peterson and Benson tonight off the bench, possibly Lucy Moore as well. But Benson, with 2 of our post players in foul trouble, might be getting some more minutes.
And Abdush hits the 3 as a nice pass by Lucy Moore to Molly. It's a 2-point ball game, 23-21 with a minute 5 in the second quarter. Molly Abdush in double figures with 11 for the Knights. Sawyer Stabner right back at her with a 3-pointer. She has 20 in the first half. Mitchell up by 5. Ruby Moore, can she answer? No good. Ooh, Julia Agert went up high and kind of got undercut. I think she's okay, thankfully. Those are dangerous situations where you're in the air and then someone comes right underneath of you.
So that foul is going to go to number 33.
That's Mackenzie Peterson. Her first, team's 5th. So Julia Agert back to the line. Here makes the first one. 26-22. Colonels leading the Knights. They have 18 points here in the second quarter after only 8 in the first quarter. Missed free throw. Molly Abdush offensive rebound. She'll just dribble it right back for a 3 and miss, and Sawyer Stabner with the rebound.
No one came out to guard her there, and you could hear the Mitchell fans yelling that Molly just kind of backed her way right into an open shot, ended up missing the shot. Oh, man, that one poked out of bounds on Molly. She's got to be careful with that third foul. You know, there's 30 seconds left. It's probably not worth getting that third foul over a possible layup in transition here.
So it'll be Colonel's ball, a 6-second differential between the shot and the game clock. Baseline drive by Stabner out to Peterson. Baseline. Oh, Stabner just misses that one. And the Colonels are going to pull it out for the final shot of the first half. 7 seconds left. Here's Van Overshield with 5. Over to Peterson. She'll flip it up. No good. Oh. Thankfully, we're going. The time ran out because Wyke was right there for the putback and does not count. Time runs out. So at halftime, it's the number 2 Mitchell Colonels 26, the number 1 O'Gorman Knights 22. We'll be back for the start of the second half in about 10 minutes from O'Gorman High School. You're listening to Knights girls basketball on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. And welcome back to the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. This is Brett Byler along with Isaac Struck. Fun first half. The Knights led after one quarter 10-8. The Colonels outscored the Lady Knights 18-14 in the second quarter. The Colonels with a 26-22 lead. The 18-1 Mitchell Colonels versus the 19-0 O'Gorman Knights. The story of the first half was Sawyer Stabner. 20 of the 26 points for Mitchell from her. Molly Abdush has 11 to lead O'Gorman. Knights ball to start off the third quarter. Here is Molly. She'll lean in and cannot get the running shot to go. And
yeah, tough look, good opportunity, and just about got it to go. But yeah, if you're the Mitchell Colonels and Sawyer Stabner coming out and put up 20 points in the first half, and also have a lead on the road against the number one team, undefeated team right now in I always say 11 AA, in AA girls basketball, that's a statement first half for the Colonels.
Oh, and Stabner steals it away from Ager, just kind of playing possum back there all the way in, and she's fouled. Good job using her body, kind of running into Julia that time, and she'll get 2 free throws, obviously. That's a girl that's played a lot of basketball, and you kind of can sense that defender coming up behind you. You just kind of lean into them and get the call.
Yeah, and if they're using their body basically to shield that and protect that basketball, it's a good offensive opportunity, and she's been a good free throw shooter so far. And she's just going to continue to score points if the Knights can't get a hand. And, defense creating offense is also a big thing for the Colonels right now.
So Sawyer makes both free throws. She has 22. The Colonels lead, their biggest lead of the game by 6, 28-22. Julia Ager just went out. She now has 3 fouls. So Wang Akoi 3 fouls. Julia Ager 3 fouls for the Knights.
Yeah, a couple of foul players in foul trouble as Abdush gets that open 3 there, rattles out.
Claire Benson with the offensive rebound. Did everything right that play, just going to make the 3. Here is Lucy Moore out to Terveen for 3. Got
that one rattles right in. That's a big 3 for Terveen. Last year was a pretty good three-point shooter, had a little bit of a dip in her average percentage for this season on the three-point shot. That's a big make to have here in the third quarter that could potentially get her kind of rolling for the second half.
Now O'Gorman playing some man-to-man defense this possession as Abdush knocks that one away and Claire Benson loses it. Shot clock did not reset and almost thrown away. Carson White has it right by the out of bounds, and now she does throw it away. Here comes Lucy Moore for the Knights. Terveen traveled.
Whoa. Tough 1-2 step there without the dribble. Kind of a costly turnover for the Knights here, who just forced one of their own on the other end, had an opportunity to even tie the game there.
So Terveen knocks that one away. Playing very close. I'm for sure out of the distance between the inbounder and the defender they allow you, but she's right up on there. Here is Stabner now gonna. Ooh, that was close to being over and back. Very close.
Looked like both refs were just kind of across the half-court line already. Weren't really even looking back for that opportunity as that one poked out of bounds by Benson.
So Mitchell regains possession. Shot clock now down to 19, though. It's taken them a while to kind of get into this set offensively.
And when the Knights change it up defensively and start going man defense, it's just going to make Mitchell have to work extra hard to get those shots, especially just a change of pace for him, if you will. Now we're going to get a...
I think the ref might have warned Terveen she was too close, like I kind of mentioned the previous possession, and she didn't back off, so we'll see.
That's interesting.
I think that was a call because, Isaac, she was like right there. I think you have to give it a little bit more distance.
Bench warning. I just haven't seen that call before. I mean, I understand the call. You don't really see that.
5 in the shot clock. Running shot by Seamson. No good. Rebound by Terveen. And Abdush finds herself wide open for 3. So Mitchell somehow loses Molly. They've done it a few times tonight. Didn't know where she was at. She ties it up. So O'Gorman was down 6, 28-22. And now they've hit 2 straight threes with Terveen and Molly. She has 14 now. Stabner lost it. Ball on the floor.
Timeout by the Colonels.
So they save the possession with a timeout. 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. 5:20 left in the third quarter. It's 28-28. These two teams are a combined 37-1 on the season, so it's kind of fun seeing them play the last regular season game before the Sodak 16, which will be our next night's girls broadcast, which will be a week from tonight, next Friday. Already March Madness, Isaac, as the first day of March. March 1st will be the date of all the girls Sodak 16 games, and then the boys will follow a week from tomorrow. And we basically know O'Gorman obviously will be hosting a game. I don't know even if Mitchell would win this one, if Mitchell could jump O'Gorman in power points. So O'Gorman will either be the number 1 or number 2 seed. And the O'Gorman boys most likely will probably be on the road no matter what happens tonight. So be interesting. That'll be the second straight year, actually. Coach Roby's boys would have to go on the road for the Sodak 16. Last year they were up in Pierre and lost and didn't make it to state.
I was just going to say, if they don't make it to state, I think this might be the first time in X amount of years that they've gone back-to-back seasons without making the tournament.
Ooh, Seamson had a wide-open 3 from the corner, just overshot it. Knights with the rebound, and Sawyer Stabner steals it.
Kind of just stepped right in front of that one.
Here is Seamson, baseline, the lefty floating shot, no good. Lucy Moore with the rebound. Here comes Lucy. Gets it back to Molly to start the offense at the top of the key to Peyton Peterson. Down low, Lucy Moore had a layup, couldn't get it to go. Loose ball, and it'll be Colonel ball. I did see that what happened, but looking at Coach Coleswood's reaction, I was able to read his body language and know that was Mitchell ball. O'Gorman's had a couple plays this quarter, Isaac, that play, and then the Molly wide open 3 on that set play that ran it to perfection, just didn't finish the shot. Mitchell is getting a little discombobulated offensively for most of this third quarter so far. Only 2 points for the Colonels.
Now in a little bit of trouble over on the wing.
And no field goals. Those are on Stabner's free throws. That ball was thrown down low to Kirsch and knocked out of bounds. I think Stabner is wanting a foul call. So Ruby Moore in, Claire Benson in for O'Gorman. Here's Van Overshield. Her shot from the corner, a little bit long, loose ball. Fight for it. Rebound by Peterson.
Chalk up another offensive board that time for Mitchell once again, creating extra opportunities on the offensive end.
Now O'Gorman drops back into the 2-3 zone. Here's Mackenzie Peterson. So we have 2 Petersons on the court, one for each team. And that's a steal by Molly.
Nice defense there. Benson created the initial deflection, and then Abdush was able to come in and grab an excellent as that one's thrown through the hands of Peyton Peterson.
So a turnover for O'Gorman. So O'Gorman going to do a little bit of a man-to-man press right now. Seen all kinds of different defenses by Coach Barry Mattis tonight. Had the man-to-man press, the zone press, man defense, zone defense. Not a box and one yet, which could potentially happen down the fourth quarter. We'll see. Missed shot by Stabner. Box and one, triangle and 2. Coach Struck could probably name about 3 more defenses if he wanted to.
I would be interested a little bit to see if they would kind of, I mean, they obviously run that diamond type of press, but I'd be interested to see if they could kind of drop into like a 1-3-1 zone and really take away that, basically try to cut the floor in half, if you will. Get that high player up on the three-point line to kind of extend near that half-court line, try to keep the ball on one side of the floor, and then your 2 girls down on the low part in that 3 people in the middle there, one in the free throw area, one on the wing. Anytime Stabner comes to either side, you could kind of crash on that corner.
So that was a turnover for O'Gorman. So they've kind of the turnover bug has hurt O'Gorman here in the third quarter. And now the Colonels with the ball. Like I said, Isaac, no field goals for Mitchell in the third quarter. The 2 points were from 2 free throws by Stabner when she stole the ball. Got.
Ooh, nice block shot there by Egger. Now she'll kind of run the floor all alone.
Ooh, good job by Mitchell. To me, Mitchell's kind of a carbon copy on the defensive side as O'Gorman. They can all fly down the court. We got some subs coming in, but they always are pressuring you too. So even when you feel like you have no one around you, there's someone coming. It's kind of fun to watch, actually. And both teams very well conditioned too. You don't see a lot of girls looking too tired right now. Here's Lucy Moore all the way into Ruby Moore. Ruby jump shot, no good. Agard offensive rebound, put back is good. That's something we haven't said much tonight for O'Gorman. An offensive rebound and a putback, but Julia Agard now with 5 gives the Knights their first lead here of the second half.
Oh, another deflection there defensively creates another fast break opportunity.
Lucy Moore is fouled by Peterson. That's a 1990s NBA foul right there, and you're going to the basket like a New York.
Nothing free there.
Like a New York Knicks Indiana Pacers game where you're just going to knock someone, make them earn those free throws.
Not the type of defense you see out of the Los Angeles Lakers nowadays.
Oh, wow. Isaac taking shots as Lucy Moore makes the first free throw. I think my Lakers beat your Celtics, didn't they, earlier this season?
Yeah, and
one of our few highlights of the season.
I was going to say, we didn't care about that one. It's not the same beat L.A. anymore like it used to be.
So Moore now pushes the Knights lead to 3. One more for Lucy. The senior makes the free throw. And there'll be a foul at Terveen, which is fouls that make a coach lose hairs or turn gray a little bit when it's that far away from the basket.
I don't know. Coach Colesgrud's had that jet black hair for quite a few years now. I haven't seen too many gray ones pop on his head, but maybe they'll start coming up here if the Knights are once again in contention for a state tournament.
If you're Mitchell, you really need a basket. Find something offensively here because haven't, like I said, again, I feel like a broken record, but no field goals, only 2 points through 6 minutes in the third quarter, and that's not going to help. Steal by Molly. Coast to coast layup is good. I think Coach Dave Brooks has seen enough. He's going to call a full timeout. So the O'Gorman Lady Knights have outscored the Colonels 12-2 here in the third quarter. They have a 6-point lead, 34-28 with a $1:47 left. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Nice Girls Basketball on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. Welcome back. I want to give a shout out to all the viewers right now on the YouTube channel. Over 700. That's awesome. With a lot of people here in the stands. It's a great atmosphere. Great crowd. Great 2 teams on the court. Girls basketball. You got your 1 seed right now versus your 2 seed. Only 1 loss combined between these 2 teams. And this is just the start of our broadcast tonight. We have the boys game to follow. So you'll see the number 1 Mitchell Colonel boys. Senior night for the O'Gorman boys as well. So it'll be Mitchell ball. And Seamson loses it. Abdush picks it up to Lucy Moore. So obviously not a way you want to come out of a timeout if you're Mitchell in a turnover. So Abdush is now double teamed. Could have been called for a travel, but they're going to call a foul. But yeah, so too, as her teammates, you got to be observant of, hey, they're trapping Molly a lot. So maybe if that's your girl, cut to the basket, make yourself known. Hey, I'm open.
Yeah, making yourself available would just be a crucial thing for O'Gorman to. Nice take.
Lucy Moore going baseline all the way in.
Big hands outstretched, calling for that ball, demanding it because, once Molly gets in there and starts getting double teamed, you're hearing a whole lot of everything It's a lot easier to see some open hands in white jerseys than it is to hear some open mouths, I guess.
Oh, they're going to call a foul on Lucy Moore on the reach-in on Sawyer Stabner.
That'll be her second now. Knights have kind of weathered the storm foul trouble-wise so far this third quarter. Had a couple of players in foul trouble early in this ball game, and then actually only 3 fouls in the quarter, and they've kind of been evenly spaced out.
And Ruby Moore knocks that out of bounds. So we got Ruby Moore, Lucy Moore, Molly Abdouche, Sydney Tervine, and Owang Akoi for the Knights. Mackenzie Peterson back in, replacing Addie Seamson. Here is Van Overshield with it. We'll pull it back out. Ooh, and Lucy almost had another steal. I feel like the energy level, too, in the third quarter for O'Gorman a lot better in the first half. You see him flying all over the court, getting offensive rebounds, creating turnovers, playing with that passion that number one team in state has shown us all season long.
Mitchell trying to get Stabner the ball and just cannot do it against this Knights defense. Another turnover for the Colonels.
Ruby Moore for 3. Got it. Ruby Moore, the freshman, drills the 3. 11-point lead for the Knights. 25 seconds in the third quarter. Everyone doing their part here in the third quarter for Coach Colesrud's Lady Knights. The Colonels trying to get their first field goal of the quarter with 13 seconds left. Running a double screen that time. Wyke is in trouble. Gets it to Van Overshields. Floater no good. Ruby Moore has it. Loses it. Here's Molly with it. She'll shoot it for half court. Oh. She's made one from about half court earlier this season against the T-Area Titans. That one a little off, but what a third quarter for O'Gorman, outscoring Mitchell 17-2, taking a 39-28 lead after the third quarter here from O'Gorman High School. No field goals for Mitchell in that third quarter. You're listening to Nice Girls Basketball on the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools YouTube channel. All right, welcome back to O'Gorman High School. Quite a different feel of this ball game right now compared to the start of the third quarter. The Lady Knights trailing by 4 at halftime outscored the Colonels 17-2 in the third quarter. I believe it's a 17-0 run to end the quarter. Colonels 2 points are from Stabner at the start of the third quarter.
Well, those are free throws. They went 8 minutes without a made field goal and 7 minutes without a made point scored, if you will. A 7-minute scoring drought and continuing now as the Colonels will, or Colonels. Yeah, they're going to call a foul on the Colonels there. Colonels turn it over.
So Stabner back in, Kirsch out. So Stabner had the, we'll take you out at the end of the third quarter. You'll miss about 15 seconds, and then you'll come right back in.
Yeah, trying to get you a little extended breather, and then decided it's probably best to keep you in the ball game right now.
Well, both of these teams will also have a week break to the Sodak 16 a week from tonight. It's a steal by the Colonels on Douche, and they're going to try right.
Oh, man.
Van Overshield dives into the baseline that time. Carson Wyke made a
very
nice steal.
Interesting to see what that guy's camera shot of that was there. Down on the baseline with the camera as she came crashing right into his right leg.
Well, Van Overshield, she plays so hard. That's the second time she's basically gave up her body to dive at the loose ball. Douche over to Tervine. Colonels in man-to-man defense are creating another turnover, but now the ball's loose. And Lucy Moore corrals it. Coach Colger is going to call a timeout, full timeout. So maybe Mr. Struck can find us a few scores as we have a little bit of a break in the game action with the Knights leading the Colonels by the score of 39-28 with the boys game following.
You say you were reading my mind there. I was just getting my phone out to check that. In AA girls action, Sioux Falls Jefferson leads Aberdeen Central 9-5 at the end of the first quarter. Rapid City Central on top of Lincoln 19-5 over in Rapid City tonight. That's a doubleheader between the Patriots and the Cobblers. Brookings on top of Sturgis Brown 8-5 with 3 minutes to go. Pierre on top of Roosevelt 8-2. 2 minutes into the first quarter at Pierre High School. Yankton and Spearfish 9-6. And Washington and Stevens 9-5. So a lot of these girls' games just getting underway. And then we look at the boys' games on the flip side. Sioux Falls Jefferson all over Aberdeen Central 41-15 at the end of the first half. That's a big game for Sioux Falls Jefferson, who's 10-9 on the season. Aberdeen Central 8-11, and Jefferson controlling that one at Sioux Falls Jefferson. Harrisburg on top of Watertown at the end of the first half, 27-17. Sioux Falls, Roosevelt, and Pierre in a close one, 37-31. That one at the end of the first half, Roosevelt on top. And then we've got games getting ready to be played after those girls' finals between Central and Lincoln, Sturgis and Brookings, Spearfish and Yankton, and Stevens and Washington.
Awesome. Thank you, Isaac Struck, with a score breakdown right now. So back to our game. Knights leading the Colonels by 11. 7 on the shot clock. Gotta hurry. Here's Ruby Moore. And she is fouled with 3 on the shot clock. So not what Coach Dave Brooks would want there. As good job by Ruby Moore, though, driving in, forcing the contact by Meyerink. That will be her 3rd foul, team's 2nd. Those are killers, too. The shot clock's all the way down to 3. And
you almost would rather just not even put a hand anywhere and just hope that they miss a tough shot.
Ager gets down low, and that is another foul on Mitchell. And Van Overshield, Nishi has 4 fouls. Already 3 team fouls of the Colonels in about 1:04 here in the 4th quarter. As Julia Ager, she makes her 6th point of the game. One more for Julia. Free throw is good. Most of her work tonight offensively has been from the free throw line, and we got a timeout.
Timeout. Yep, timeout called by the Colonels. I think it was Stabner that called it.
All right, so it's 41-28. Mitchell trailing. Mitchell has only scored 2 points here in the second half. It was 26-22 at halftime. Sawyer Stabner had 20 of the 26. She got 2 free throws at the start of the 3rd quarter and a steal. And the Colonels have not scored, Isaac, since that about 7-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. So we're going almost a quarter of game action. If you want to go real time, probably over about 20 minutes without scoring. That's kind of what championship teams do for O'Gorman. You win different ways, obviously. You can win by creating turnovers, getting easy baskets and pressing, just hot shooting defense. In this game, excuse me, O'Gorman kind of, I felt like, was the non-physical team in the first half. Had some turnovers. They came out in the 3rd quarter again, all the loose balls. The energy level was up, and the defense has been outstanding. And a lot of that is you're getting out of the zone, playing a little bit more man, and Lucy Moore guarding Sawyer Stabner. There's a foul on Peterson. So the ability to be multi-dimensional, too, defensively. He's playing a lot of different defenses tonight, and you're going to need that in the state tournament, too, because I don't think you're going to be able to play a 2-3 zone the whole way through.
Exactly. You're going to have to shake it up a little bit, especially when the situation calls for it, as Douche pokes that straight up and then slaps it out of bounds.
Boy, she is. I'd like to see what her vertical is. She was up high on that one.
Be interesting to see what it would have been like if she would have been a volleyball player, if you will.
Exactly. Looks like
great track athlete as well.
Looked like Mac McClung getting up there in the dunk contest.
We don't speak about the dunk contest.
Oh, poor Jalen Brown.
Left-handed glove.
Here is the Colonels with the possession. Meyerink at the top of the key. Hands off to Sawyer Stabner. Stabner for 3 short. Rebound by Eggert. Here comes Lucy Moore and the Knights. Lucy will set up the offense with Molly and Hayden Peterson, 3-guard set, with Terveen and Agert, your 2 post players. That was a nice steal by Meyerink. The problem for Mitchell really hasn't been defense here in the last few minutes, is that their offense cannot score any points.
Yeah, they've really struggled. And, the offense was running through the hands of Stabner early on to this evening, and she just has not had many looks at the basket in the third and fourth quarter, and Mitchell just hasn't been able to get much going offensively without her looking to score on most of the offensive possessions. Because a good scorer creates opportunities for others on the floor, but they've been doing such a good job of denying her the basketball. It's basically 4-on-4 at that point. O'Gorman feels pretty confident that 4-on-4 is an advantage to them.
They give Lucy Moore a lot of credit. She's the main defender. What call do we got down here, Isaac?
Foul, I believe. It's just going to be on the floor.
And that's Van Overshield's 5th foul. So Lauren Van Overshield, the junior guard, will foul out with 2 points. She and Staven are kind of like the leaders that looks like on this Colonel's team, so it's tough to lose her if you're Mitchell. Here's Peterson. Over to Molly Abdouche, down low to Agert. She loses it. And we'll have a jump ball. A little feistiness at the bottom of that dog pile there. And the Knights will, Knights will regain possession. It's weird with the vantage point. I'm literally right behind the backboard here. So some of the stuff, possession arrow, some of the stuff you normally see where we're at to the left of where we're sitting tonight, you can't see as well. So bear with us, folks. Full press box up here at O'Gorman. 2 Mitchell announcers, the
Metro Sports TV
Metro
guys.
Sports, us. Ken Lindemann's up here. Here is Lucy Moore driving in, no good. I'll give a shout out to Ken Lindemann, giving us stats all season long. A guy who does that job as well as anyone. Here is Sawyer Stabner. Cut off by Lucy Moore. There's a 3-pointer that looks good and is good. So finally, at the 4:55 mark of the fourth quarter, is the Mitchell girls' first field goal of the second half, which is a 3 by Addie Simpson. She has 5. The Colonels are within 10 now. And that'll be their 15th foul, 41-31. And Peterson is very upset, which that's very animated response. You don't see, especially in girls, I would say. I see you more animated in boys, and she was not liking that foul call.
Absolutely. Yeah, you see a lot of boys like to whine about the foul calls and whatnot. Usually the girls, I feel like, just are quick to admit it, if you will. So 4:44 left here in the fourth quarter. Knights lead 41-31.
One more free throw by the senior Peterson. She makes the second. Ruby Moore coming in for her. Awanga Coy going to check in for Julia Ager.
And that's Peterson's 4th point. A lot of 4s on the board here. 4 points for Peterson, 4:44 left in the fourth quarter.
42-31 Knights. Stabner with it, guarded by Lucy Moore.
Yeah, Lucy's just had tremendous ball pressure defense on Stabner since the start of the second half. Oh my gosh, and then she drives inside and gets the and one. That was a tremendous take that time by Stabner, who took a lot of contact, and while fading away, a high degree difficulty shot just sunk it right in the basket, no backboard. Now she's got a chance to chip into this one a little bit more, make it an 8-point game with 4:29 left, and a lot more manageable, as it seems like she does miss that free throw. It seems like Mitchell got a little bit more juiced after that made basket. Ooh, man. Lucy steals it from Molly.
Yeah, he's really close to 10 seconds, so good job by Coach Colger to recognize that and call a timeout. I think it's a 30-second timeout.
Yep, 30-second timeout. It was funny, the bench recognized the 10-second violation quicker than the players on the floor did.
I don't know what Awanga Coy could have done that possession defensively. I mean, she's just kind of standing there and Stabner had such momentum and then just kind of ran into her and got the and one opportunity.
So a 9-point game with 4:18 left here in the fourth quarter. Hiccup.
So 3-possession game right now. Obviously, Mitchell with 5 fouls, only 2 for O'Gorman. So next, obviously, any fouls moving forward in the fourth quarter from Mitchell will put O'Gorman to the free throw line. So we might see some free throw attempts coming up here in the next couple of minutes for O'Gorman.
Just looking around this gym, a packed house here at O'Gorman High School as that boys game will tip off about 20 minutes, maybe some change with that as well due to the senior night festivities after this conclusion here between a number 1 and number 2 matchup in AA girls basketball.
And down low, Sydney Terveen will get the and one. Nice play out of the timeout. Left-handed layup is good. Lucy Moore very excited for her on that one. That's the 4th foul on Seamson. Gotta love to see that emotion too, especially when it's not even for yourself, it's for your teammate. And Terveen's free throw will hit 2 sides of the rim and bounce out. Ball will go to Mitchell. So Terveen has 7. Molly leads O'Gorman with 16. Lucy has 7.
Mitchell finally gets the ball and bounds there to Stabner.
So she'll give it over to Wyke, to Seamson, to Peterson. Back to Seamson for 3. That's blocked by Molly Abdouche. So good defense by Molly. Ooh, dangerous pass by Ruby Moore. Lucy Moore gets it as rejected by Stabner. So O'Gorman ball, 22 seconds on the shot clock. Handoff to Abdouche. Mitchell doing a good job of handing off the screens that time. Abdouche for 3, no good. Seamson has it. Now it's with Stabner. 11-point game. 3:08 left here in the fourth quarter. O'Gorman leading Mitchell 44-33. Stabner out to Mackenzie Peterson. She'll dribble in, looking for help.
Going to have to shoot it.
Give her a 3-second violation. Yep.
Got caught in the paint there. I don't think that she realized that she was standing in the paint there. It's just a little bit too long to be holding the basketball without a shot or that feet exiting that colorful blue paint on the court.
Ooh, nice pass down low to Terveen from Abdouche. No good, gets her offensive rebound. Back out to Lucy Moore. So now O'Gorman kind of played keep away up by the 3-point line, which smart with 11-point lead. Abdouche dribbling in, and she's fouled by Peterson. I think that might be 4 now on Mackenzie Peterson. So 2 free throws for Molly. First one's a little bit long. I think this is her first trip tonight to the free throw line. Claire Benson in for Sydney Terveen.
Yeah, 71% free throw shooter is Abdouche, who got the second one to fall.
45-33, 2:21 left here in the fourth quarter. 6-5 quarter for O'Gorman. So again, not much scoring. Shot no good by Meyering. She gets her offensive rebound, and Julia Agert, I believe, will pick up her 4th foul. So 4th foul on Julia. That'll be the team's 3rd foul. So Colonel ball was Seamson, trapped by Ruby Moore. Stabner baseline. to Wyke. Back to Stabner. Good job by the Knights.
Ooh, tough cross-court pass.
Seamson, runner, is no good. Julia Eggert with it. They're calling for a travel.
Sometimes I feel like she's so focused on getting down the floor, doesn't quite look up to see those open teammates, and then frustrated with the travel call after picking up that dribble.
You hear the crowd for O'Gorman because they can all see it, obviously. It's easy
Yep.
to sit there and see it when you're not the dribbler. A little bit too late, but O'Gorman with a 12-point lead. Mitchell needing baskets. Stabner's shot no good. Gets her offensive rebound. Out to Meyerink, who hits the shot. So she has 4. 10-point game.
St. Mitchell's either going to have to create a turnover here
Or start fouling.
or start fouling if they do think they can still get back into this one. Basically going to need a turnover and a quick shot if they do play it out, which it looks like they are doing.
So Molly for 3's got it. That's probably going to be the dagger shot right there. 20 points for Abdouche. It's a 13-point game, 48-35. Lucy Moore continued playing great defense.
Oh, nearly stolen by Egger. And then Meyerink dives to the floor for that one and is out of bounds.
So a couple of subs coming in. It's Peyton Peterson and Wang Koi coming in.
So now the seniors will finish it out on the floor here.
Gorman about a 7-second differential shot in game clock here. We'll see if they'll take a shot or just let her run out. Nine seconds left. Here is Okoye now. Ooh, dangerous pass. Molly for 3 in the corners. Good.
Half court heave. Oh, man, that was straight on. And the Knights will wrap up an undefeated season with the victory over the number 2 ranked Mitchell Colonels, 51-35 here at Sioux Falls O'Gorman High School.
23 points for Molly Abdouche, Shalid O'Gorman, 24 for Sawyer Stabner for the Colonels. It was all O'Gorman in the second half, outscoring Mitchell 29-12. So we're going to take a break now. We have the boys game starting up in about, it might be about 20 minutes. They'll probably do some senior night festivities. O'Gorman girls, 20-0. Mitchell, 18-2 as the regular season concludes for both teams. And then the SODAC 16 will await both of these teams next Friday night. We're going to take a break and be back in a little bit for the start of the O'Gorman boys versus the Mitchell boys.